Hi there, I'm Dave. How can I help you with your AWS ecosystem?
Hi Dave, how's it going?
Hi there, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How can I help you with your AWS ecosystem today?
Yes, can you tell me how many instances, EC2 instances I'm running right now?
Sure, I can help with that. To get an accurate count of your running EC2 instances, I'll need your AWS account ID and the region where your instances are located. Could you please provide those details?
Yeah, my account ID is 954976303754, and the region is US East 1.
Okay, I'm getting the details for your EC2 instances in the US East and Virginia region. Just a moment. Based on the information I have, you currently have one EC2 instance running in the US East and Virginia region. It's a T2 dot micro instance named Calm Space, and it's running in the US East 1B availability zone. Let me know if you need any more details about this instance or if you have any other questions.
Sure, can you give me the instance ID?
You got it. The instance ID is IOD2463787575322F. Is there anything else I can help you with regarding your EC2 instances?
No, I think that's great. Yeah, one more thing about my S3 buckets. Can you tell me how many S3 buckets do I have?
Of course! To get a count of your S3 buckets, I'll need your AWS account ID again. Could you please confirm that for me?
Yeah, sure, it's 954976303754.
Thanks. Let me check your S3 buckets. Based on the information I have, you have one S3 bucket named TestClayDesk. It was created on January 11th, 2025 at 2:24 p.m. UTC. It has full control access granted to calmspace.ai and uses AES 256 encryption. Versioning is not enabled for this bucket. Let me know if you need any more details about your S3 buckets or if you have any other questions.
Yeah, what else can you tell me more about? Can you tell me more about my S3 bucket? Other details?
Sure, I can provide more details about your S3 bucket. Let's see. Number of objects. I can tell you how many objects are stored in your S3 bucket. Bucket permissions. I can show you the permissions that are set for your S3 bucket, including who has access and what level of access they have. Bucket properties. I can also provide details about the bucket's properties, such as its creation date, region, and storage class. Which of these details would you like to know more about?
No, thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, thank you so much. Hey guys, so let me show you how actually this is possible running an AI agent within your AWS platform, or you can do it in Azure or GCP or with anything, right? So the way I did this is simply running or creating some Lambda functions. So with Lambda functions, we can actually and hook them up with the API endpoints, right? That's how we've set up, or I've set up the AI conversational agent using 11 Labs. Of course, you can use any other agent if you like, but 11 Labs has a more natural sound to it, just like you've seen in the demo. So for this project, for this simple exercise, what I did was simply open up Lambda and wrote some Lambda functions, right? So for example, the get EC2 instance data function, and I'm going to show you the function here. So you can take a look at this code also. And if you need the code, let me know in comments down below. We'll provide this code, no worries. But what essentially is happening here is I've writing down this code, right? Because this Lambda function is tied to an API endpoint, and that, of course, is associated with the 11 Labs AI agent. I'm going to show you that shortly. But here's the code, simple code. Again, this is up to you as to what you like. And here I've provided what information this AI agent can give me as I speak to the agent, right? And that's all. So again, I can enhance this code or I can reduce the code depending on what level of access or what this agent can tell me about my EC2 instance or EC2 instances, right? But the idea is pretty powerful because once I have this code and executes, right? And the agent knows exactly how to run this Lambda function because I'm, of course, using the post and get method, right? Or rather the get method here. And I'll show you that with the API endpoint. So this is a Lambda function that simply extracts information from the response, and I get all the details by simply running, describe instances detailed. That's it, right? So once I have the Lambda function, next I can I'll show you the API gateways, how those are set up. And this is a one-time setup, by the way. You don't have to set it up all again. Just set it up once and let the agent rip off, tell you exactly all the details. So here's the API endpoints. So for example, what I just showed you was the EC2 instance query, right? So this is the get method for the endpoint, and I can show you the details here also. So we have the method requests, and then of course integration. It is integrated with the Lambda function that I just showed you, the code itself, and that's it. So once I have this, I have the endpoint, which I can of course go to stages and take a look at what the endpoint is. So here's the endpoint for this, and I can copy this endpoint and specify this endpoint in 11 labs. So if I go to my 11 labs agent, so scroll down, and here it is. So this is my EC2 instance query tool. This is simply using a webhook, and this is the endpoint. This is my API endpoint, which I just copied from my API gateway. Okay, kind of makes sense. So if you're a little techie or tech savvy, you would know. So this is simply a get method. So this is how the conversational agent is actually getting all the data. It's running the Lambda function, and it's asking me in a conversational, natural manner, right? And fetching all the details, because I'm specifying this tool queries the EC2 instance service to fetch the number of running EC2 instances. Now, of course, I need to explain or write more description, perhaps if I need some more detail. So it's really up to you as to how you would like to build your conversational AI agent, okay? All right, so this is this, and let's see, similarly, same thing for the S3 bucket. We can fetch all the S3 details and provide the details, and here's the endpoint for the S3 bucket. And the endpoint for S3 bucket is, if I go back to resources, so here's my S3 bucket. Same get function, and I've associated a Lambda function with the S3. And if I show you the Lambda function, let's go to Lambda. And you will notice that this is the S3 bucket details. That's the name of the function. And this is simply, again, the code is right here. If you need the code, let me know. Comment down below. I will simply send you the code. All right. So now this is the code which fetches it initializes the S3, and then of course lists all the S3 buckets, prepares a list to hold details of each bucket, and of course it tells you what you need. So fetch the bucket ACL, fetch the bucket encryption status, fetch the versioning status, etc. Right? So depending on what information you like to be able to find out using the AI conversational agent, you can simply write a Lambda function, and that's it. And of course, tie this Lambda function with the API endpoint, just like here. And I can then, of course, associate this API endpoint with my AI agent. All right. So that's that. And let me now finally give you the details of the system prompt. So this is a simple prompt because it says, "Hi there, I'm Dave. How can I help you with your AWS ecosystem?" And that's what you just saw. This is the greeting message, and the system prompt is pretty much where everything happens, because it's simply used to determine the persona of the agent, right? And of course, what's it going to talk about? How is it going to talk to you in a natural manner? So you're a helpful and friendly AI assistant named Dave, designed to assist users with AWS services. So what I did specifically mention that do not ask for secret or public keys, right? Ask for AWS account ID and region only. That's why every time it asks for the account ID. And again, you can specify whatever else, whether you want to be asked for the account ID. If I remove this part, it's just going to tell me everything about my services in AWS, right? Without asking the account ID. So it's up to you. All right, so, and again, I just give a system prompt, pretty straightforward. And whatever details you like to have the AI agent say or talk about, you can simply list in your system prompt, okay? And many ways you can write this. You can check it out. You can use ChatGPT to write a system prompt. It's fairly straightforward, but really the idea is that you have to have that chain of thought, because when you're writing system prompts, even as a prompt engineer, because these jobs are, by the way, opening, so that's really the future where everything is happening. So you have to be able to write an effective system prompt for what you like to achieve, right? And the agent voice is, of course, Mark. I'm using Mark, even though my agent is called Dave. But using Gemini Flash, I think that's what I'm using here. Where's my agent? Right here. Oh, let's go back. There we go. So I'm using Gemini 1.5 Flash. This is the fastest. You can use ChatGPT Mini or 4.0. Depends on the costs as well, because I think Mini is a little less costly. You can also add knowledge base. So again, knowledge base is where you can provide the agent to answer any other questions. So for example, you can have your own website, you can have your file, you can have you can upload files, or you can write simple text, or provide URLs. So for example, you can provide the AWS documentation knowledge base URL, and the agent will, of course, search through that knowledge base and answer questions that you may have as you speak with the agent itself. Okay. All right. So that's really how you set up this agent. And once you have this agent, you can deploy this agent by using the widget. And here's the widget itself for the agent. You can set it up on your website or an app that you're developing or building or providing solutions to your client. You can embed this code on your website in the body paragraph, and that's it. You'll have this pop-up come in. You can change, of course, the name of this widget by just scrolling down here, and it says start a call and need help with, for example, I can say need help with AWS. Okay. And that's it. So again, you can change and customize depending upon what it is. You can change the color, settings, and terms and conditions, because this is the first time you start an agent or you start a call. It's going to give you a terms and condition. If you uncheck this, then yeah, it's not going to prompt you for this. All right, so I can save this, settings, and that's about it. So again, you can play with it. These are pretty straightforward as you work with them. But primarily it's the agent, the voice, the prompt, and in my example here is AWS. So every time when we're actually working with AWS, we typically basically you have to go from screen to screen, or either you're using SDK or CLI. But integrating AI conversational agents within the AWS ecosystem is something that I was just thinking about, and I think it's great. So this was my test, and I think it works. Although, of course, it needs much more detail as to what it is that I like to do with it. And you are, by the way, able to create resources. You're able to do a whole lot of things. So this is absolutely fantastic and very, very powerful, how to integrate conversational agents within AWS. And again, you can limit as to what it can do, what it cannot do. So it's really up to you, because it all depends on how you code the function, how you write the function, what aspects you're allowing or disallowing the agent to do and not to do. So the power is in your hand, and leave the rest to the AI agent, so that you can simply sit back, have a microphone, and start speaking or talking to the agent. And of course, the agent is going to do everything for you. It's going to generate reports. It's going to give you some costs and whatnot. So sky's the limit. So let me know if you want to explore some other functions or features. I'll be happy to create those, some additional videos for you, because I'm working on some workflows for my clients. And of course, if you are interested in building a workflow in AWS, let me know. I'll put a link down below to book a meeting. You'll be welcome, no problem at all. So yeah, check it out. Let me know in comments what you think. And with this, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.